Hi guys, Brian from Boas here. As you may know if you've been following the show, I recently had a dramatic finale to my 2020 locality boa breeding season with the birth of 2 litters of true Redtail Boas, including one from Suriname, which was sired by this guy, as well as another litter of Peruvian Redtail Boas. They're all doing really well, and today I want to give you an update, including some close-up footage of some of these newborn baby boa constrictors. I've been getting a lot of interest in people that are thinking of potentially acquiring one of these animals to add to their collection. So I'm also going to discuss about how you can do that. And I am really thrilled with the quality of these litters. These are truly spectacular animals, and I'm confident that they represent truly the best in Redtail Boas. I'm going to start off by showing you some of the Surinames, and these guys have all eaten at this point. And this is really a spectacular litter. So this particular animal, you can see how beautiful the coloration is on the sides. They have this beautiful pinkish, purplish blushing on the sides. This animal, you can see, has a very long red tail and nicely peaked saddles. What's really cool with these animals is how colorful they are already. I mean, typically when they're born, they're kind of grayish looking and they get colorful when they get older. But this animal is just already so super colorful. And quite a few of the babies have that beautiful pink side coloration. I'm going to zoom in and see if I can get it a little better. Okay, there's a close-up shot. Just gorgeous coloration. This little guy actually nipped at me a couple minutes ago when I was getting him out. So I don't want to get nipped again, but hopefully you can see that beautiful side coloration. It's really not possible to convey how beautiful these animals are simply by video, but hopefully this will give you a pretty good idea. Just, you know, gorgeous, true Redtail Boa from Suriname. Here's another beautiful litter mate of the one I just showed you. And this one stands out because this guy actually has non-peak saddles, and most of the babies from this litter had the peak saddles. A few did not, and as I said before, the peaking does not indicate whether or not it's a true Redtail Boa, and you can have peaked and non-peaked animals in the same litter. But you can see this animal shows that beautiful pinkish purple side blushing, and also you can see how long and red the tail is. And here we have a close-up shot of this animal. Hopefully you can see the cool markings on the head. And this animal, you can see, also has some really cool smudges in between its saddles. Here's another really nice peaked one. This one isn't quite as brightly colored, but it's got this really nice light pastel looking color to it. You can see it does have a lot of the pink and purple overtones, just not quite as strong as the others, but overall a really nice, beautiful, colorful looking Suriname boa. And I'll try for a close-up. These guys, unfortunately, they don't want to sit still, so they're not the easiest to film, but hopefully this gives you a pretty good impression of just how beautiful this baby Suriname boa is. Here's another favorite of mine from the litter. This guy has kind of more of a almost bluish look to him, but beautiful peak saddles, really nicely symmetrical, and, you know, gorgeous dark red tail. And of course these guys are only going to get better with age. As they get older, they tend to get more and more colorful. And I'll try for a close-up before grabbing one of the Peruvians. You can see he doesn't really want to sit still. But just a beautiful Suriname boa. Now I'll show you some of the Peruvians. These guys are about a week younger than the Surinames, but they were quite a bit bigger at birth, almost 2 feet long. And you can see how much bigger he is. They're also a little bit more hissy. I don't know if you can hear him hiss, but he probably would strike at me if I tried to touch him, so I'm just going to give him his space. But these guys are doing real well. They've all eaten once, and, you know, they're well started, and looking forward to watching these guys get bigger. That's some close-up footage of the Peruvian. Luckily, this guy's not moving around very much. See, he definitely doesn't want me to grab at him. They're a little hissy when they are born, but typically they calm down when they're 6 months to a year or so of age. Well, he's opening his mouth there, so I'm not going to try to grab at him. Just give him his space. And there's another angle of the Peruvian. Luckily, he's kind of sitting still, so we can just enjoy him for a bit. I'm going to just gently try to make him move a bit with, don't want to get bit here. Yeah, he doesn't want me to touch him, so I'm going to respect his space, but you can see just how beautiful this animal is. You can see its saddles. It's got these beautiful symmetrical tight bow tie shaped saddles. It's already starting to show some light yellowish coloration. And just a really long, beautiful red tail. He's actually not showing his full tail, but these animals are just beautiful. Some Peruvians kind of have a more of a muddy red tail, but these guys have this really nice, dark, bright red tail. This beautiful, top-notch Pucallpa Peruvian boa. And here we have another gorgeous Pucallpa Peruvian boa. This one was also a little hissy when I went to pick him or her up. Haven't actually sexed them yet, but we'll see if he's a little more tolerant. But you can see the beautiful tail and the beautiful tight bow tie shaped saddles. These guys don't seem to want to move around as much as the Surinames, which makes them actually a little easier to film. Take a look at the side medallions on this one. These little red dots on the side of the tail, just beautiful, beautiful animal. Yeah, this guy, I'm pretty sure this guy's staying here. He's just so beautiful. And I think this one's a male. He's one of the few that I've sexed. But you can see those tight saddles and the cool inner saddle markings. And then I don't know if you can see on camera, but also these really cool head markings already beginning to show. Just a beautiful example of a Peruvian true Redtail Boa. There's a close-up shot of his head. Just beautiful head markings and gorgeous animal overall. I'll show you one more of the Pucallpa Peruvian babies. This is another gorgeous one. You can just see the contrast between the saddles and the background color. Just beautiful, beautiful animal. I love the shape of the saddles and how dark they are against the lighter background. And then you can see how gorgeous the tail is on this animal. Beautiful dark red color. So I haven't been bitten by them yet, but they're actually hissing up quite a bit now that I'm taking them out and putting them back. And once one starts hissing in the rack, it seems to agitate the others to hiss as well. So there's quite a chorus of hissing going on in my baby boa rack right now. So I thought I'd grab the father of the Peruvian litter for the final segment of this video. And as I mentioned, there's been a really overwhelming response to people that are interested in possibly acquiring one of these baby Redtail Boas. So some of them will be available, and I will release a video in the not too distant future showing off the ones that are available. And right at the same time that this video is released, I will post the available babies on faunaclassifieds.com with additional information. This is the same way that I sold some babies from my Crawl Key litter, and the response was quite overwhelming, and they were all sold within 2 hours, so I thank everybody for their interest. And I know that a lot of people want these animals, and I try to make it as fair as possible for people that want to acquire some babies. And as I mentioned before, it's a first come first served basis. I don't do waiting lists. When I sold the Crawl Key babies, there were a few people that missed out, and they were a little bit disappointed. You know, and as I said before, I try to make it as fair as possible. It's really not possible for everybody to get the babies, unfortunately. because in this case the demand far outweighs the supply. I really wish I could just magically clone thousands of these boa constrictors so that everybody could get them, but unfortunately that's not how breeding boas works. And I hope that watching these videos kind of gives you an appreciation for how long and complicated a process it is. It's really not easy to breed boas. It's definitely a lot easier to sell them than it is to breed them to begin with. But as I mentioned, in the next probably month and a half to 2 months, we'll release at least some of the Suriname true Redtail Boas. I think I might keep a few of them. I haven't decided yet, but most of the Surinames will be available for sale once they're established and feeding and ready to go. As far as the Peruvians, I haven't decided yet. I may end up holding on to all of them here for at least until next year, just to see which ones I like the most. I'm definitely going to keep some of them, if not all of them, but there might be some of those available as well. So stay tuned for future videos where I'll give you more information on this. And again, I really wish I could just magically make thousands of these animals so everybody that wants them could get them, but unfortunately that's not how it works. So I want to thank you guys for all your support of my videos and my breeding efforts. This is really why I do this, is for the people that really love these animals. And stay tuned for future videos. Subscribe to the Brian Boas YouTube channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching. Shoot me any questions or comments you might have, and enjoy your boas.